won the last two quizzes. And it seems to be the highlight of your GPVWC experience. surely compared to what happens on track. What does the quiz actually mean to you?
I'm quite good at something. So that helps. I'm crap on track, so I need to have something to win, don't I?
Whoa, nearly won.
Nearly, Nick. That's the
idea. That's the problem.
I didn't nearly win this, I did win this.
Obviously, I mean, yesterday...
Right, I was told to get this for you by Phil.
Obviously, yesterday you had a pretty dominant display on target track, together with your Dutch friend here. So obviously you seem to really time your season to keep at the GPVWC day. Are you planning on getting any of that ability into the actual sim racing?
I was saying something about you and your admin skills, but I'm not. Maybe one day, we'll see.
Remember that you cannot bug me, but I can.
It was Gilmore's fault.
With people.
It's out.
One last question before we go on. What are your aims for the quiz today, and who are you going to team up with?
I think it's pretty obvious who I'm going to team up with.
Chris.
Well, Mr. Vanderbilt. Touchdown.
Brilliant.
But he doesn't know shit about the league.
He knows loads.
Doesn't know how much fuel to put in.
Wait a minute, how much do you know? Do you know a lot about me?
I know pretty much everything about the races.
Who won the USA
1 point ahead.
the Super League
Should we call it 1 point ahead?
this year?
Yeah.
Who won the Super League? Who won the Austin Grand Prix at Super League this year? Will Panisi? Ah, fuck off.
Guys, bring your hands together for Tom Parker. Probably the only time you'll have to bring your hands together for him, so let him relish the moment. One week for the mission of our friend Bennett, who went to buy pennies.
He will get lost.
He will probably get lost. Well, it'll be the Scott Bennett Memorial place from now on. We can now go on and review a little of the positives and negatives of this 2014 GPVWC season. Let's start from the positive, because it's always good to start from the positive, lest we forget about them. Thank you. 2014, so a great level of competitiveness across the whole of the career ladder and independent series. We had some very skilled drivers in the Formula Challenge. Are expected to move up. We've had an incredible amount of skill in the Super Cup. We've had an incredible season, so many race winners, so many good drivers. And obviously we've had a Super League on a level that probably we've never seen before. We've had standing drivers that came in and won races over races.
Beat Vanderbilt.
Fuck you! At 1 point, right?
1 point.
It's like, we had a driver that came in for 4 races, won every single one, and managed to outscore Vanderbilt.
Yeah. He beat about 20 other people as well.
But
yeah, but especially supposed to beat Vanderbilt, it matters.
So,
only because that was 1
obviously
point.
we also had like other great drivers, perhaps in slightly less competitive cars, probably pushing the car.
Yeah, Calvin. Yeah.
Beyond their the car's possibilities, and obviously we had a massive battle for the championship. We had a great variety of independent series, as we covered earlier. We've had an influx of new teams and drivers, which are the lifeblood of the league, are really ensuring that going on in the future we're still going to have all the great depth of competition that we've had so far. And we've had, as last point, the maturity of the organization of the league as a whole Now, the administration has worked a lot over the last year to build on the league, build on what we did in the previous years. And we're still getting people on board to sort of improve what we do. But we've had new website systems that really sped up the level of work.
That was quite good.
Yeah, but you didn't tell him about it, Dave.
All your ads.
That's in the
The wiki
negatives.
was alright.
We're on the positive. We're on the positive, though, right?
We're on the positive. We have some who
It's
actually.
It's Kirk's face on the negative.
It's Kirk in general, the negative.
Oh.
I think it's really bad to talk bad about the people who are not here.
He'd still talk if he was here.
It's not bad if everybody promises not to tell it.
We're filming this, aren't we?
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll take this to PM.
Right. So, for example, we now push back on Scott Bennett.
Yeah, don't worry.
Scott Bennett? Anyone know Scott Bennett?
I know.
Back anytime soon.
He's already potatoes.
We're going to build on these positives. We're never going to stop trying to make the league a better place, a better solution. But one sure way to do it is to reflect on what didn't go according to our plans, and obviously fix it, try to improve it for the future. The first and most glaring example is the staff availability. We've always had a very committed group of people within the league. Oh.
Yeah.
And I cannot stop, singing the praises of everybody's work. We have great commitment. We get great people, working with us. Good boy.
Hey.
He's got perfect pens.
You got a tip, you cheap bastard.
There's always going to be about one person, isn't there?
Parker. But
Is there a pink one in there? Yes.
But let's face it, one of the problems we face of our organization is that real life sometimes is a bitch. Sometimes it comes and gets in the way, which is the right way. We're all grown up and we're all getting more.
How did you think that would go?
Potato got a potato.
Staff availability has been a problem this year. I mean, certain circumstances are outside our control. We were never predicted at the start of the year that both Dave and Phil would get sort of tangled up in this, sordid network of relationships. We thought we had selected an admin group that was new to that. Sadly, that's not the case, and I'm terrified about the possibility that someone may actually end up with Adam Rouse. There's a woman out there
Who loves
doesn't
gifts.
know,
Yeah,
she
she's
doesn't know,
She
she
loves
doesn't
the
know
G.
what's in store for her. One of the solutions we have in order to fix this is a new recruitment drive for 2015.
Just thinking that last night again, weren't you?
We don't talk about that, Simon. There was a plan that we not meant to tell them. We're gonna expand on the number of people and personnel in the management to try and always have a situation in which we got more than one person devoted to the same role, so that whether it's on holiday, whether it's got an anniversary, or just a night off, we're still covered. We started with the appointment of Luis and Peter for the disciplinary committee. It's something we want to expand. It's something we want to get more people on board, because in the end, the strength of our league is the community, and we want the community to feel like they own the league as well, and they are directly responsible of their development. Another bad side was the cancellation, obviously, of World GT. We had planned for the league with the best intentions. We suddenly realized that perhaps it wasn't possible to do it, and sometimes, especially after a successful season like last year, we get taken by the enthusiasm. We think we perhaps can deliver much more than that is you really need to ask from our staff. And one thing we want to address is to have a slightly more realistic approach when
What we have to do.
you had one job. Actually, he's got quite a few within the league. I've got in my notebook, it's got his like stuff they does. I'm not joking. And the final point that we want to address for next year is the consistency of the rules. Sometimes we come up with rules as a reaction to some situations that we couldn't predict, and we obviously did require a ruling. And but we've been somewhat lax into putting them into the rule book and applying them consistently. And there's some. There will be one.
What rule will this be, Cal?
There will be one about selfies, You're not allowed to take selfies while driving.
Have we got a picture of the shop?
Facebook while driving.
What's your selfie?
Oh, they found out about
You
that.
call it
You call that driving?
I wouldn't call it
I don't
driving.
think anyone would.
That's Ron, he'd call it that.
But what we're going to do is ensure that all rules are placed into the rule book and obviously apply them and sort of make sure that it's consistent across the board in the career ladder and in the independent series. That's why some of the things we're going to introduce in 2015. The first one, and it's something that I'm so sad to spend the freeze is not here to witness, is punishment, or perhaps it's better to say relaxation of the career ladder rules. That does not mean that everybody will be allowed to drive one-to-one, free for all. We're still going to have some restriction on the number of series you can take part in at the same time. Contracts will remain in the same way. But we realize that sometimes it's unrealistic to ask drivers to just move over to a different series or prevent them from going down. It could be situations outside their control. Perhaps they couldn't just make it on a Thursday, and it would be unfair to ask them to just drop out of racing in the league altogether. It could be simply that they don't like a particular kind of series, and it would be unfair for them to be stuck in one. We also realized that if we started making exceptions for certain individuals based on circumstances that we could check, we would have the case of circumstances we couldn't check. Cases of people accusing us of favoring people that have been in the league for longer. So we decided we trust the people in the community. We want to believe that most of the people will naturally go where the competition is suitable for them. That means no more challenge for you, Weiler. But we feel that in order to keep everybody within the league and keep everybody racing with us and hopefully having a good time, this is the way forward. We're also going to introduce, and this is an interesting point, a career ladder promotion system. It won't be an automatic kind of promotion relegation system. We do have in place, for example, for teams, obviously if you're the teams that win the championship, you're going to move up. Yes. But at the same time, we were in a situation in which we had to find a way for some of the teams to drop down. We know it would be unfair to have a straight relegation system, the last drops. So we decided to introduce this new weight system based a bit on what they do, for example, in South American football championships. There's a ranking based on the last 3 seasons, and based on the average of your points on the last 3 seasons, or the seasons you've been in at that specific level. So
Well, they've abolished that.
the system they used to have in place. South American football championship.
Talk about plans.
Sorry, but they haven't.
I know. Like it was a system with merit. And any team can have a bad season. any team can be let down by a driver. I mean, we've seen in Hawkeye's case. You know,
Don't look at me, Chris.
and it's we haven't even started the quiz. It would be unfair to penalise a team that just had a bad season, but this way we can ensure that teams that consistently are at the bottom of the rankings perhaps move down to a level that's a bit more suitable to them. It won't be a straightforward automatic thing. It will still be at the discretion of the administration, but it's a way forward to sort of also prevent some of the new teams to sort of throw away one season to sort of build up for the season afterwards. They still need to fight to get the points and to sort of have an opportunity to stay in the competition. We're going to introduce some, and this will interest you, some media requirements in terms of output for the teams. This is something we had in place in the past in the league. We've seen that teams have been lagging behind in terms of production of media items, and for months and months sometimes we went with no new stories. So we're still working out on the specifics on how we're going to manage it and how we're going to grade it, because we also want to avoid like two-liners just for the sake of having a story. But we will ask teams, the higher in the career ladder you are, the more you'll be asked to sort of increase the production. We're also going to have some more media staff in place so that they'll be able to just give the content to our editors and we'll create stories. But it's great to have good stories about the league. It's great to talk about what happens day in, day out on track, and we want to promote that. And let's keep the next one. And forward. So we didn't have any other things, so I just put and something else.
After tequila.
Can move on now to the quiz. And go back to the quiz. So team up. I appreciate that. Color pencils. Yeah, pencils.
No one take yellow.
We need champion first. I wasn't feeling rich enough to they were like 3 times the price.
Please, guys, divide into teams of 2. And
No admin fees.
we will give you the
That's all you've done this year, actually, is buy us pencils.
Going out the fire exit.
Is that what you're leaving now?